Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Alright, Deadheads, I'm taking a break from doing the Walking Dead comic cover videos, so let's talk. This is the Walking Dead's official webpage. This isn't, a third-party asshole that doesn't know what they're talking about. Apparently, Scott Gimple did an interview with Dalton Ross from Entertainment Weekly. And in it, and this is what a lot of people are throwing out there, that he said, Scott Gimple, when I say it's a possibility, we have a plan in place, but there's a couple variables for that plan that we're deciding about. It really depends on a few factors we move into setting up the last bit story-wise. Now, I could talk for a good 20, 30, 40 freaking minutes based on this, just because I think there's information here that tells us something about Season 6 that no one realizes because we're so focused on just Negan. But before we get into some of that, I do want to take a moment. I might confuse you where I go with this, but take a moment and let's go back to Season 5. Now, if I had any creative say in The Walking Dead, in the writer's room, back before they made it to Alexandria, let's say they meet Aaron, and the next episode starts off with an old guy. We see Reg, but we don't know who he is. This is fresh. This is back in episode like 12 or whatever, we see Reg, Dina's husband, get up, pour himself a glass of wine. Now, new viewers who haven't seen him before is thinking, wait, what is this, a flashback? Who's this dude? What is this old dude doing? Reg then, after he gets his wine, sits down at a laptop and he starts playing a video. And it's Rick Grimes, like the Rick Grimes we know. And he's saying, you don't know what it's like out there. And it's his interview video. And then you hear the title music play, and then they go back, and the group is there. It doesn't tell us anything, doesn't show us anything. It leaves us with that, like, whoa, hold on. Rick Grimes was just out in the woods with his group, and now some, old white guy is pouring wine, watching a video of Rick Grimes talking. I think that would have been such a mind blow to start off one of those episodes with. And why I'm throwing this in here is this is what I feel they could do with the Hilltop, possibly with the Saviors too. Now, I firmly believe we should enter Dwight into the story early before the burn phase. And I still firmly believe that Dwight should take Daryl's crossbow. Either steal it, take it, whatever. Finally leave Daryl. And I know everyone's like the iconic thing, but it's becoming a little too unrealistic for these characters to have these iconic weapons consistently throughout the story. Like, look at Negan lost his iconic weapon. Now, that's only a temporary loss in the comic book. He's going to probably, get back with that weapon sooner or later, but it would be comforting to see somebody lose their iconic weapon. And that's how I would like Daryl to lose that. Maybe he's without a crossbow for a while. Shit, give him a shotgun. It wouldn't hurt nothing, he'd still be Daryl. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. What I'm saying is we could see the Hilltop, and let's say we see Gregory, for example, and it's the beginning of an episode and he comes out. We can't see Jesus because that ruins the surprise of Jesus, is he good or bad? So we enter the whatever episode and we see a Gregory guy. They sent Ethan to deal with Negan, set up that kind of conversation and dialogue, and then back out of that and you see the Hilltop. And then just keep traveling and then bring the camera back down and you're in Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? Now, that is tricky because you don't want to just give away some shock value, because in the comic, the shock value was, boom, here are these communities. You know what I'm saying? That was the shock value, because it was the idea of Jesus telling the group, man, your world is about to just get a whole lot bigger. You know what I mean? But they could do storytelling, techniques like that. As far as the Negan is concerned, and I'm going to keep this kind of short, but as far as the Negan is concerned, there is a way to, and I like how they put it, is there a way to, I shut it off, but they don't say, will Negan be in the story and kill motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They're saying, will Negan's presence be felt or known? If you go back and reread it, it is kind of playing with words a little bit. So Scott Gimple could be 100% accurate. He could know right now that Negan himself is nowhere near Season 6. But he can also know and understand that they're going to be talking about the Saviors, bringing up Negan's name even. I think that's something they should do as early as possible when you're dealing with a prequel story to the Saviors or maybe Dwight. I think name dropping that is very important. Drag that out an entire season. You know, and certain things are confusing me with The Walking Dead. I don't understand their marketing strategies, I should say, because, listen, I firmly believe that they would literally have a Comic-Con panel. It would be No Way Out. You remember it was, what was it, Don't Look Back or something like that for Season 4? I thought they would have a Comic-Con panel, and it would be No Way Out. It would be focused on that theme, and it would just be huge, epic posters, and just, you know, crazy trailer that hinted towards that. Fans already know. The majority of the fans from the comic, well, no, all the fans from the comic already know, and a lot of fans that look into the comic stuff online have a hint of what No Way Out is. Now, there's still millions of fans out there that have no clue. They don't pay attention to that. But those fans also don't pay attention to Comic-Con. See what I'm saying? So it's not spilling the beans. You still have TV fans only that are into the Comic-Con shit, but it's nowhere near as much as the comic book fans. That's just simple. That's the simple truth. That's how it is. So for me, I thought they were going to hype the shit out of No Way Out. And I'll be honest with you, I still am hoping No Way Out is going to be in the second half of Season 6, in the back 8 they call it, and I'm hoping they have, you know, a big convention or even a big trailer or even any type of promotional material for No Way Out. I think that is the perfect opportunity to do that and add that in there. I don't think it ruins anything. I don't think it takes away from anything. I think that is just absolutely epic. But listen, I want to keep this kind of short, so let's get more into Negan and the Saviors right now. I know I'm kind of like everywhere, but we're going to try something new. I'm just going to talk and you guys will listen. Later you give me your opinions on that. You know, I've gotten a lot of requests where people are like, listen, man, just hit record, tell us what you think, even if it's not, you know, one specific topic. You know, if it's a couple different topics, just give us those videos. So this is one of those videos. But listen, so the Saviors and Negan. Now, if they're hinting about Negan, and if they're saying things like this, where it's a possibility, it's definitely a possibility that the presence of Negan will be known, you know, that almost, in my eyes, that almost 100% confirms the Saviors are in Season 6. Maybe one Savior, maybe a couple Saviors, maybe a mini gang of Saviors. So I'm thinking, if they're saying that about Negan, sorry, there was a lizard crawling, I was going to record him, but he ran away. I scared him. But so if they're saying this about Negan, that's telling us the Saviors have got to be in the season. And again, I just think that's really odd, because you get the wolves, and it definitely from the trailer, it seems like the wolves are going to be dragged out closer to the middle of the season, at least in between those 8 episodes, maybe even the whole first half with sprinkled in with the wolves. I think it would be odd as hell to do the wolves and the Saviors back to back. Wolves in 6A, Saviors in 6B. So I think that's real odd. So that alone leads me to believe that there might not be a Savior confrontation. My idea for the perfect timeline, why I think Season 8 is the best bet as far as where to place your bets. Now, I know a lot of people get offended about that. They're like, oh, what the fuck, Negan's coming sooner. You know, don't drag out the video or the episodes. That's bullshit. Like, damn, man, chill out. I think that's actually pretty good to say, I think it's this, you know, so I'm going to relax and wait for it. People get, like, offended. They're like, well, I'm not saying it's definitely Season 8. I'm just saying I'm looking at it, and I truly believe there's more material. A lot of people are like, oh, it's dragging it out. Well, it's not. You have Season 6. You got the Wolves and No Way Out. I believe No Way Out should start in 6B. It should be the mid-season finale. And when I say that, people think like, you know, there's nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, No Way Out. I'm talking, they're dealing with the herd coming there. You set it up, and then in 6B is when all the crazy shit's going on as far as doing the guts trick, fighting the herd, the shit with Carl, you know, all of that in 6B. And then I'm thinking after that you have like kind of the cleanup, but it's looking like the uprising, which I said would be in the end of 6B, is now going to be in 6A, and that's absolutely fine. So now I'm thinking you have the cleanup and the introduction to Jesus in, 6B, the end of Season 6. Then they could bring in the Hilltop aspect in Season 7 and dealing with the Saviors throughout. Now, the reason why I didn't want to rush the Saviors or rush predicting them is because I don't want it to be, boom, Saviors one episode, Negan the next. I love that build-up. You know what I'm saying? You have them go to the Hilltop, and I don't want it to just be like, oh, boom, here's another community. I do want there to be fleshed out a little more. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the battle with the Saviors on the road. And then when you get to Alexandria the next day, there's another battle at the Alexandria safe zone with the Saviors. You know what I mean? And then they're like, okay, I want to go to the Hilltop. I didn't want that to be in one episode or even 2 episodes. I would like for that to be scattered so we could see the Saviors, maybe see them watching them, have them following them with whatever else is going on. And I know it gets way too easy to say, well, we just want the comic book stuff. You know what I mean? And I just think that's the wrong way to do it. Only taking the comic book stuff, because now you have these other characters who they aren't getting any story. There's no character development. You got to kind of add that in there. So I don't think it would be kind of rushed. I'm still good with the season, 8 prediction of Negan. And I'm talking, we're going to get the Saviors in Season 7, no doubt. But now I'm thinking, it is absolutely a possibility we'll get Negan in Season 7. The one way we will 100% know is in the middle of Season 6, I feel. We're going to know a great deal how far it's going to extend, what other material they have for it. So I think that right now it's good to put our ideas out there, speculate a little bit, but don't go fucking nuts with somebody and say, oh, Negan's coming now, you fucking idiot, or don't curse somebody out and say, oh, he's not coming till 8 or 9. Like, it's okay. Just sit back and be like, look, we will know. We will have a real good idea come the middle, the break of Season 6. I'm telling you right now, 100%, we will have a very, very strong idea where they're going to take this story once we see the first part of Season 6. And you got my word on that. I just know that. Just looking at how the story's set up, you can see that. We need that. Just like when I said before about we need to see where they go as far as when they get to Alexandria, how they were going to play the wolves out. You know what I mean? And how quick that would play out. And it ended up being longer than we all thought. I was actually thinking they would squeeze the wolves in there. I was too busy trying to talk people out of the No Way Out shit. Because I had so many other people saying, oh, it's 90 minutes, they're doing No Way Out. So I think that's what we need to do now. Like, listen, Season 6 is coming, let's watch it. In the mid-season finale, after the mid-season finale, we're going to have Negan discussions out the ass, I have a feeling. So listen, this video went nowhere. I don't even know if I'm going to upload it. If I do find time to slap this together and upload it, I rambled, I didn't ramble, I don't know. Put your thoughts, ideas, and predictions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn, motherfucker.
Subscribe now.